Pale beaches, tangled jungle, soft ridgelines shaped like sleeping giants. 6 huts on stilts stood over the shallows, connected by wooden walkways. The beach was empty, still in the morning light. Just the hush of waves and wind, and the sharp, clean scent of salt and seaweed baking on wet sand. Brine and driftwood, with a whisper of something unfamiliar, like distant smoke carried from deep within the island. The relief crashed over me harder than the waves that had wanted to tear us apart. My heart lifted, my breath steadied, and every trembling muscle began to ease. There it was, solid, still, real. I felt like crying, laughing, and collapsing all at once. It was everything I'd hoped to see again. The morning after the storm, sunlight filtered through the slats of the hut in soft gold-tinted hues, as if the sky was trying to make peace with us. For a moment, I just lay there, listening to the hush of waves beneath the floorboards. The air smelled like salt and hibiscus, and something warm and faintly sweet. Bread, maybe. The night before felt like a dream, the wind screaming through the mast, the sea rising up to swallow us, the strange boat with its silent crew, that man with the eyes like deep water. We hadn't asked many questions when we were brought ashore. We were too tired, too shaken. The tall woman with silver-threaded braids and a voice like warm sand had explained gently that we were welcome to stay in one of their guest huts, just until we recovered. "We don't usually have space," she'd said, "but one of our eco huts is free this week. It's part of a retreat we run here." I'd nodded, thankful for her offer. I turned my head. Dad was asleep on the other side of the room. His face looked softer in sleep, but his hands were still clenched, like he was ready to wrestle the sea again. I slipped outside, careful not to wake him. I followed the curve of the walkway, letting instinct guide me. The other 5 huts were identical, simple rounded buildings raised above the tide, but it was the small one behind them, tucked closer to the jungle's edge, that caught my eye. It didn't sit above the water like the rest, but on the sand itself, half shadowed by palms. Someone was there,